telling you, it's true. I heard it from Otto's own lips.
Hugo Cook is dead, isn't he? We don't have to live in fear of him anymore.
We're seeing troops amassing at every border crossing.
You barely sat down since you came home. You're just spreading the word. So, the Professor's got a soft side, has she?
No. She was right, though. Everyone was glad to hear the news.
Ah, but you ain't told everyone. I can think of plenty of friends back at the old hideaway who'd sleep more peacefully for knowing. Not least of all Sid. You should tell him.
You're right. I should. And I will.
Well, when you do, be sure to take Mid with you. She's been going at it hammer and tong down at that workshop of hers, trying to do her father proud. I can't remember the last time she visited the old sod's grave.
Very well. I'll suggest it.
Clive! It was luck, and luck alone. But now, thank you.
Here you go.
The crystals we get from the table.
We are to dig a new cellar.
Ah, Clive. Your timing...
Go on.
There are whisperings afoot of shadowy fig rustlings in the undergrowth, suspicious noises. It may be no more than a surfeit of nerves, understandable in the current... Given what I hope you'll forgive me calling your nose for trouble, I wondered if you might investigate.
Of course.
Excellent. You might begin by speaking with the good citizens of Lostwing.
All right.
Hello,
Right. Let's see what the people of the village have to say. I'd better find out if this is just nerves, or something we need to take more seriously.
Sid?
Word is, the Black Shields took a hiding, and some bearism.
Excuse me. Quentin mentioned strange figures having been sighted near the village.
Nah, not me, Gov. I heard them. I'm here most days, right next to the gate, and I ain't seen nothing out of the... Don't worry. Any shady characters...
All right.
Fret not, my children, for we are blessed by good God.
Do you have a moment? There's talk of suspicious figures in the wood.
No, but I've heard something.
Where was that?
In Lawbert's was that? I heard it. Ran back here as quick as my legs would carry me.
I see. Seems Lawbert's Pass is our best bet then. What do you say, Torgal? Shall we go and investigate? Torgal.
Ready, go? Fly, Ambrosia.
You there.
Fuck! He's seen us. Get them before they escape!
Black Shields. Here.
What the hell are you doing here? What is it to you? Not that we give a damn. All that matters to us is that you don't leave here alive.
Why were they here? Were they planning an attack on Lostwing? I need to warn Quentin.
Good day to you. See.
The crystals we get from it.
We are to dig a new cellar.
Clive.
I found some black shield.
Black shields. Though they serve another master now. One who means to root out and destroy both. And it would appear the pack has finally caught the... Damn it all. I had hoped I would have more time. And bite.
I'm sorry. Who did the black shield serve now?
Because I want him dead.
Who?
The former Lord Chief Justice of Sanbreque. All that I have built here...
I don't understand. Why him? What?
I was a member of the judiciary once. So sickened and fight it I did. I saw more than a few corrupt officials condemned to the very cells into which they had thrown blameless innocents. Men to whom the law was but a scourge to turn against them. And throughout, it was the Lord Chief Justice who backed me, who was my one true ally in the quest to see...
So what changed?
I discovered that he hunted bear. I was a fool to think he shared my hatred of venality and vice. His support, a means of ridding himself of his rivals. A mask to hide the rot beneath. His response, however, was rather more visceral. And he faced no punishment. I lost everything. My loved ones. My livelihood. My position. The faith I had once held that any modicum of justice might be achieved through... So I set about enacting my own. I tracked down every soul who served him, and slit their throats myself. But the man himself proved an altogether more difficult target. With money and power come protection. And so I saw that I would need an army of my own. I came here to Lostwing and began recruiting like-minded individuals.
And everyone here knows this is...
Of course. They too have seen faultless friends sent to the gallows to spare the guilty. All under the watchful eye of the Lord. Our wounds are the same. We know where he hides, how numerous. What we did not know until now, how...
Quentin.
Our time is short. He may move again. My friends and comrades,
I'm not going to change his mind.
What can I interest you in today? Keep fighting the good fight.
Welcome. I do like a customer who knows what he wants. You've a keen eye. I do like a customer who knows what he wants.
There's talk at the glass.
Did you hear? The gates to Heaven Hall in the Airlie were breached by someone.
I want to see you again tonight, but the captain's late with our pay.
It's all right. I'll be waiting.
Time was there were great coin sacks swinging from every belt in town. Not anymore. Since the capital moved, they're all shriveled to the size of peas.
Seeing as business is scarce these days, the Dame decided we should all learn to read. I only wish she had some smaller books. My arms ache something fierce.
What am I going to do without sweet water and oil of talc?
Still no caravan from the Dominion's parfumeries yet, then?
It's been too long. The realm may have changed. I will admit, I fancy yours, meanwhile. The realm may have... I will admit, I fancy yours. Before there was a North Reach. But... alas. Not everyone left the capital. In a few short moons. The Veil does what it can. Do stay out of trouble.
Good girl. Run like the wind.
The finest fabric!
Take a sniff, good sir. You'll be trying.
Gone, just like that. And without so much as a...
What's the matter?
It's my... I'd go and look for him myself, but I've got a bakery to run. A bakery that, loath though I am to rely on the kindness of strangers, I'm at a loss. Please, will you...
I'll see what I can do.
I wouldn't be surprised if he was off somewhere mooning at Drake's Fang. He used to work there, you see. Poor fool.
All right.
Ready to go?
Thanks, Gal. Excuse me.
What do you want?
The baker sent me.
It's certainly not a baker. Master must have... Time was the sight of the Fang used to calm my nerves.
I take it you missed the Mother Crystal.
I hated her, but she was all I knew. Worked her mines for years. I had to trade my pickaxe for a rolling pin. But I'm no good at baking. Every loaf I touched, she was the only thing that could fill the hole inside me. But now she's gone. She's never coming back. What am I supposed to do? I ask her. How do...
Perhaps you could express yourself in your work. If you miss the Fang, maybe you could recapture it somehow.
Recapture it? I'm a baker, not a... You know, you might just be right. What a fool I've been! I have to get back to the bakery right away. Thank you. Thank you, my friend. You've opened...
Wait. Suppose you won't be needing an escort then.
My carpets!
The most fragrant herbs and spices from the breadth of the...
Ah, there you are. Though I worry you might have stoked the flames a little too high.
Master, it's ready. Behold the Drake's Balm. A truly unique creation.
I dare say it is.
Just look at it. A perfect... Her steepled peaks, her fulsome True, my loaves collapse more often than not, but what's the Fang without her crater? And look, inside. She's filled to bursting with a bounty of... Master, I have found my purpose. I must use my work...
Well, if it tastes half as unique as it looks, I'd certainly say you're wrong. Not only is my apprentice back, but he's finally pulling his weight. With any luck. I don't know how you did it.
Finest fabrics, fresh from the capital.
Run like the wind. Straight home now. Fly, Ambrosia. This won't be easy. You deserve a rest. Come on! Slow. Come on. That's better. Be safe.
Waken wind!
There's a good boy. Good girl. We're all ready. You deserve a rest. Ready, go? Faster! Let's go. Fly, Ambrosia. No need to ride from here. This must have been a fishing village before everyone left.
Faster!
You deserve a rest.
telling you, it's true.
Mid might need some help.
If I don't come up with something soon. All right, Clive? What do you want?
I'm going to visit Sid, and I thought you might like to come with me.
Sorry, I'm too busy for all that right now. I've got to get this thermal displacement stack sorted.
Thermal...
Displacement stack. Here.
And this is for...
Only the fastest, finest ship the world has ever seen. The Enterprise. Me and my dad designed it together. Where other vessels rely on the fickle winds to drive them through the water, ours is fitted with mithril engines. And those things have got more push than a behemoth in a bad mood, and more heat than all the hells put together. Which is where the stack comes in. I may have already talked some tight-lipped shipwrights into putting the hull together for me in a little dockyard in Canva. But the stack's a bit more involved, so I'm building it here. Thing is, it's so involved that I'm running behind and it's starting to hold things up over at the shipyard. I'll come and see my dad, though, when I'm done. Whenever that is.
Is there anything I can do to help?
Good old Clive. First things first. The stack will be made up of 3 major components. There's the plating, here, that channels hot vapors away from the engine. The helm over the top, that disperses all that heat into the air. And the shielding around the sides. That stops the rest of the ship from going up in flames.
Full suit of... Probably best to take it one piece at a...
Then you'll need to start with the plating. I've got the designs and the list of materials. Show these to Blackthorn.
I can't make head nor tail of them.
Luckily, you don't need to.
Editors started reading books that don't have any pictures in.
Blackthorn.
Out with it.
It's for me.
This my last chance to say I'm otherwise engaged. Go on then.
She said you would know.
Kriegers. Well, I don't know what the hell you'd want this for, but I can make it. And I'll need help. Get Gavin Otto in here.
Right.
So Mid's roped us all in here again, has she? Still, If that's what it takes to get her to visit Sid's grave.
And,
Take a look at it. It's this plating. The usual sword-grade steel won't work. We need something that can get very hot, very fast, and still keep its shape. That means an alloy. Something that won't break or buckle at the temperatures she's talking about. Which is where you lot come in. I need materials, and I've got my work cut out already. Now, there's a special kind of sand I'm after that you can only find out in the Velcroy. As for the rest of the stuff, my usual supply should have it in stock. It just needs
Well, we'll get it done quicker. If one of us should probably give you an hand collecting the sand.
And the other can go and get the rest from...
Right then. Well, make your minds up who's going where. We can...
He cracked the crystal too? You're joking.
You going after the start? Which one of these two?
Gav.
All right, then. So, where do we find this Stardust stuff?
There's a river that runs through the southern reaches of the Velcroy. It's the black sand that washes up on its banks that you're after.
Southern reaches of the Velcroy, eh? That's down... I'll go and scout the place out. See about hiring us a wagon to bring the stuff.
All right. While you're off having a paddle, I'll pick up the rest of this stuff from Blackthorn's supply.
You two, eh? Don't go letting them
Fleece me.
Thanks to Sid, the man who hurt your mother and father.
It's good to have you back. I was worried.
Looks like I found the river. Where's Gav? Sorry to keep you, Gav.
Better late than... I've had a quick scout about, and I reckon round here's our best bet if we want to grab as much of this... Don't know what Blackthorn's planning to do with it, though. I asked over in Dalamil, and they seem to think... But if Stardust is what Blackthorn wants, Stardust is what he'll get. There's plenty of this stuff lying...
Then let's get back.
We shall.
So this is Stardust. It just looks like black sand to me. That should be enough for now. Let's see how Gav's getting on.
Run like the wind.
Thanks, Gal.
You finished?
Enough.
Oh, that might even be enough for all. Here. Feels like ages since we had the chance to talk. You know, man to man like.
It does, doesn't it?
Back when you first took Sid's name, we were talking all the time. Working out what to do in that.
There was a lot to work out.
And there still is. Those shoulders of yours starting to feel the strain. Hardly ever see you around the hideaway nowadays. Always on some errand or other. You can take a day off, you know.
Well, says the man who spends most of his time behind enemy lines.
Only 'cause you keep sending me there.
I know I can count on you, Gav.
Likewise. So you keep sending me wherever you need to, and I'll keep going. Safe in the knowledge that I have a home to come back to. Thanks to you. Right. That's enough soppy shite for one day. We'd better get this lot back to Blackthorn before he slings his hammer at someone.
You go on ahead. And try.
Oh, I plan after Blackthorn gets what...
Right. Ready to go home, boy? I feel good, boy. Let's hope this is all Blackthorn needs. Blackthorn.
Yeah. Cheers for the stardust. Should be enough to begin.
We should go out on or be sneaking around on your tunnel.
I'll make a start on putting this thermal plating together then. It'll take some time, mind. So if you've got other things to be getting on with, I could do without you breathing down.
Thank you, Blackthorn. I'll let Mid know construction's up.
Suppose we'd better be...
Give us a shout.
We're seeing troops amassing at every border.
How may I help you today, Clive? Kuka, but when I close my eye... Only I don't know. I wish you were here. Kuka, but when I close my eyes... Only I don't know how. I wish you were here.
Come to claim your just desserts? Here you are. All done?
I know what you're going to tell me. Thank you, Clive. Thank you.
When it comes to boyish charm, Goose has an indomitable rival in Gav. One is the sweet little babe in arms to be cooed over. The other, the naughty little boy who'd pull on my pigtails.
I think Mid might need some help.
If I don't come up with something soon.
You'll be pleased to hear that...
Excellent.
So,
The helm for this will be repurposing fallen scrap.
salvage from the ruins. What?
Ah, but we don't have
I'm sorry.
Just so happens there's one particular ruin that's broken into exactly the right shape and size. What's the name back there? I'll give you all the details.
What's her name?
Oh, Sid.
Yes.
I'll show you. Here you see the mithril engine, in which mithril is burned to generate heat. Excess heat is dealt with by means of the thermal displacement stack, which disperses it into... Now, were we to rely on thermal plating alone to achieve this effect, the rate of excess heat buildup, in other words, the reactor... This is where the helm comes in. It connects to the plating, you see, and serves as a sort of thermal... Our experiments have shown that fallen ceramics are remarkably thermophilic. They can withstand and absorb levels of heat far. And not only that, they're also waterproof and immune to rust, making them the perfect material. Why? If sea or rainwater were to enter the reactor proper, it would vaporize instantly. The forces produced would tear the ship from stern.
You can stop there. Mid said we might be able to use... Where would I find...
Ah, yes. It's in Lorbert's Pass, near Lostwing. The thing is, well, I probably should have arranged to have the pieces we need brought here sooner. You see, it's no longer a matter of just walking in and taking them. It's,
I see. Would that help?
Oh, I'll gather my team and head there right away.
Run like the wind. Let's go. Faster! Time to fight. Thanks, girl.
Oh, there you are, Sid. The ruins are just over there, as is the creature.
Of course. Anybody home? This must be our unwanted visitor. Time to go. This one. I've heard talk. The things I do for you, Mid.
Sid! Oh, thank goodness you're safe.
You shouldn't have any trouble now.
Indeed. Well, don't let us keep you. We'll, see that everything is transported safely back to the hideaway.
All right. I'll let Mid know you're on your way. After it.
We're seeing troops amassing at every border.
I think Mid might need some help.
If I don't come up with something soon.
Mid. Helena has recovered the material.
Excellent.
And just...
Right.
How so?
The plating's enough to stop the engines going pop, but those things will still be spitting out enough fire to set the rest of the ship ablaze. Which is why you need proper shield, a prism for the dragon's breath that's... I thought a triple thick layer of tempered steel might do it. Or more of the stuff that the Fallen use, but they'd both be too heavy. The helm and the plating are bulky enough as it is. Add any more weight and the whole ship would be at the bottom of the briny before we'd even started. I need something light. But I've racked my brains and I just can't think what would do it.
Well, if I were in need of obscure knowledge, I know whose counsel I would seek. Harpocrates.
Tomes? Yeah, well, I'd thought of that. I've got all the details. Can you take this to him? See what he makes?
Right away.
Editors started reading books that don't have any pictures in. Thanks to Sid, the man who...
Harpocrates. For you, Clark? Well, actually, it's for Mid this. Could you take a look at it?
Shielding for a mithril? What are these notes around?
She has some specific requirements for the materials. The shielding needs to be able to resist extreme heat and yet remain cool enough on the outside not to set the ship alight, while also being light enough, as you can imagine. She's struggling to find anything that meets...
I see.
I wondered if you might know of a solution, or if you might be able to search the records.
Perhaps. It is not a different material.
What do you mean?
Consider the lake we have made our home. Its blighted waters eat away far more quickly than fresh water or even brine, at timber and steel alike. And yet, we have made a home here from those very materials.
We have, but Bardolph must varnish every board twice over to keep it from rotting. And Obelus complains that without a constant supply of... pitch. I see.
Early Gregorian histories speak of a preparation known as moon dew. Before the dragoons tamed the worms and wyverns of the realm, nobles would daub their castle walls with it in order to guard against dragonfire. So if we could... It might be applied to some material or other in order to provide the protection Mid requires. As to how best to apply it and to what material, perhaps Bardolph and Obelus might be of us. I shall speak to them and see what... If you would be so kind as to procure the necessary ingredients, I shall discuss the specific... The knowledge of the past may yet prove useful to we...
Thank you, Hop. And since you're asking others to help you...
So you need a hand?
We do. I'll be heading to market for the ingredients we need. I could do with some help.
The other can assist me in researching how best to prepare the...
Can we count on your aid?
Always. Well...
Thank you.
I am sure either of these fine young minds would prove...
Shielding that guards against even the most ferocious flames. We could have done with some of that on Justinus.
So, Clark, who will accompany...
Very well. So then, what...
I have taken the liberty...
White chocobo eggs. Pepio nuts. Are you sure this list is right? I would have thought the ingredients would be a little more exotic.
Though these items may seem mundane, they have potent effects that are rarely exploited. So much so, in fact, that they were harvested almost to extinction. Hence Moon. Now, of course, they can be obtained with ease. You should be able to find everything you need at...
Is that so? I've been meaning to visit Northreach anyway. I'll set out now. Join me there when you're ready.
I will. Until then.
You two enjoy yourselves.
You too, Talia.
Good luck in Northreach. Try not to get too distracted from the task at hand.
Now, where's Jill?
Keep them pilchards nice and chilled.
Are those Pepio nuts?
How goes the hunt for ingredients?
I've only just started. I'm sure everything we need is somewhere amongst all these stalls, though. Why don't we split up and see? We'll take a couple of ingredients each.
All right.
How about you look for the Pepio nuts and some garlic? I'll find the other things we need. We can... They sell everything here at the market. Finding garlic and Pepio nuts won't take long.
You'll not find a bruised pippin in the bushel. Fresh cuts. Come and get them before...
Any friend of the innkeeper is a friend of mine. Ah, yes.
What do you want? And good riddance.
That's everything. Let's see how Jill's getting on.
Did you find everything?
I did.
Garlic and pep. Now all that remains is for Harpocrates to somehow turn all this into what Mid needs to keep... But before we head back... Thank you for asking me to help you today. It makes a nice change.
It does. It's good to get away from all the battle and bloodshed for once. Just being here reminds me of when we were children. Do you remember? Walking down Market Street in Rosalith, taking in the sights and smells.
How could I forget? What with Torgal's antics. Remember how his nose would prick up at the scent of sausages? He'd go racing away and we'd have to go running after him. We wouldn't catch you now, would we, boy?
Is there anything you wanted to buy for yourself while we're here?
There was, yes. Well, sort of. Molly in the kitchens told me about a place that sells particularly good pies. Thought you might like to share one with me.
I would. Thank you.
And I saw some bread. Big white cobs like the baker back in Rosalith used to make. What do you think? I thought we might get some soup to dip it in. But then I tried a slice of the butcher's dry-cured ham and it was just... oh.
You all right?
Sorry. It's just... you're right. I really do feel like a child again being here with you. Clive. Is it wrong of me to enjoy this?
No, Jill. This is how life should be. And it's how our lives will be when our work is finally done. When we can live on our own terms.
I hope so. Thank you, Clive. Well, I suppose we better be getting back. I need at the hideaway.
Take care.
I will. You too.
I wonder how Hippocrates is getting on with the moon dew.
Thanks to Sid.
Ah, Clive. Hippocrates has all the ingredients. We were just waiting for you.
How's work on the shielding progressing, Hippocrates?
Well, very well indeed. And thanks in no small part to your kind assistance. I was just explaining to Tarja how we might best go about preparing the moon dew. And now that we have all the ingredients, we may begin.
You can count on me. I've mixed more than a few mysterious concoctions in my time.
I'm sure you have. What about the shielding itself?
Work is underway, under the watchful eyes of Bardolph and Obolus.
Apparently, it'll be ready soon.
Thank you. All of you.
Right then. Jill, would you join me in the infirmary? Many hands make light work and all that.
Of course. Oh, and Clive, thank you. It was nice, just being with you.
It appears our work here is almost at an end. A shame. I was enjoying playing the man of action. When both the shielding and the moon dew are ready, it will merely be a matter of applying the one to the other. Followed by a rigorous process of testing and retesting, of course. Perhaps someone ought to warn young Mid of that.
Leave it to me. Thank you, Hippocrates. Well, I'd better go and give Mid the good news then.
daughter's started reading books that don't have any pictures in.
Sorry to keep you waiting, Mid. But you'll be pleased to know that work on the shielding is underway.
You found something for it?
In a manner of speaking, Hippocrates knew of a substance that's highly resistant to heat. A coating that should provide the protection you need. He's supervising the construction and testing of the shielding as we speak.
Brilliant! I knew you won these bits together. To the Black Hammer!
You know, when I got into the smithing game, I thought I'd be making swords and shields, not thermal bleeding didgeridoo-dahs.
Displacement stacks.
Same difference. Whatever you call it, I ain't putting it together in here. It's cramped enough as it is. Let's take this outside. Mid, you get all the parts lined up on the deck. I'll take care of the rest.
On my way!
Oh, and bring me the biggest hammer you can find. This is gonna require some precision walloping.
It's finished! It's finally finished!
Thank fuck for that. I'll be feeling my hammer.
Thank you, Clive. Black, that's one down and just 3 more to go.
I'm sorry?
Oh, didn't I tell you? The Enterprise has 4 mithril engines and we'll be needing a display...
You don't mean...
Don't worry. Now they've got a finished one to work off. My gang in Canva can build the rest.
Good luck to them, I say. Right, I'm off to get a sling for this elbow. Any other work comes in, keep...
What's the matter?
Nothing. Just thinking about the Enterprise sailing off over the horizon to shores searching for a land untouched by the Blight. Just like, so if the worst came to the worst and every scrap of soil in the Twins turned black. That's what she was meant to be. You see, one last chance just in case but now she's so close to being finished. I've realized I don't want it to be just a lifeboat for us to cling to if things get I want people to sail aboard her by choice. Not from the lack of it. In a world where we're not just trying to survive, but...
I'm working on that, and I'll do everything I can to get you what you...
All right. As soon as the Enterprise is fit to sail, sod our plans. I'm trusting in yours.
Are you sure about...
Something tells me it's what me...
He'd be proud of you.
You were gonna visit his grave, weren't you?
I was. And you can come too, now that you're little.
Right. There's just one thing I need to finish up first.
All right. I'll let Otto know you're coming.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Is that the thing Tomes helped to build?
He cracked the crystal too.
Trouble with the ledgers. Shouldn't he be asking Otto for help? wrong with Torgor? He seemed well enough when I last saw him. Hopefully it's nothing. But I should speak to Blackthorn just in case. Blackthorn, do you have a moment?
Not really, no.
This won't take. I just wanted to ask how you're getting. You might still be doubting your craft. Perhaps sharing your thoughts might.
That bastard's luck at still. He got a keen eye, I'll give him that. He's just, well...
And that was?
A sword. An odd-looking thing with a single-edged blade. The metal itself wasn't anything to write home about, but you could slice a man clean in two with a weapon like that, and he'd be halfway home before he even realised he'd been cut.
So that's what's troubling?
No. Not troubling me exactly. More distracting. Can't stop.
And if you knew we could arm the curse breakers with even...
That's about...
I'll see what I can find out. Sharper swords are always welcome, and we can't have our master blacksmith being distracted.
You're a soft touch, you know that, but I can't say I'm not grateful for it.
Thank you. Let's see what Karen knows about this sword. I got your note. You think something's wrong with Torgor?
So you can read. But I didn't say I were wrong with him. I said something weren't right. He's not been eating me treats. He used to love cracking the bones from Molly's boiled brown, but now he won't so much as looked like him. Which is why I'm of a mind that he's not been working him too hard.
No harder than usual. Is that it, boy? Do you need a rest?
What was it he said he was? A frost wolf?
That's what the lawsman seems to...
Then maybe this all has something to do with whatever it is that's woken inside.
I suppose things have been different since Rosalith. Perhaps Hippocrates knows something.
Instead of everything, you mean?
You're looking well.
What do you want?
I want to know about the sword you showed Blackthorn.
Running around after it?
I suppose I am, yes. But I need to help him find out how to work an edge like that.
Little wonder. There's not many like that make it as far as the twins, and those that do go straight, which made it nice and neat.
Can you tell me who bought it?
You think I tell people in my class? Suppose you're not likely to go nicking him off me, are you now? Fine. Lord Ignac's the man you want. Delmechian bloke. Collects weapons, and he's got more money than sense, which is why he's one of mine. Reckon he'll still be at the inn in Dalamil.
Thank you, Karen.
Oh.
I appreciate the warning.
The nobleman who visited.
Lawsman, I need to ask you about Tor...
He isn't ill, is he?
I don't think so. But according to Lady Karen, she says he's hardly been touching his bones of late, and she believes it may have something to do...
I rather think she might be right. All canids are instinctively inclined to crack open bones for the rich marrow that resides within, and I see no reason why a frost wolf should be any different. Accordingly, I suspect it is not a lack of appetite that afflicts Torgal, but a surfeit of it. If we assume that his newfound magics... It may well be that the Bones Lady Karen is accustomed to provide frost wolves, after all, habitually prey upon far larger animals, whose bones may yield altogether different as to where one might find a suitable substitute. Some antelopes...
I don't recall ever seeing it.
And little wonder. The oldest and largest such creatures rarely leave the safe. The last elder antelope sighting I recall hearing about took place near Cressida. And that...
Even so,
Good hunting.
Is that the thing Tomes helped with?
Mid told me she was building a ship. Clive.
That's why I'm here.
Shh. What don't we... A little. Listen. And it's maybe my fault. Sadly, that square turned out to be more of a circle. I can straighten it out, I swear, but I'm gonna need help
Be late for that.
There you are!
So let me get this straight. You forget to pay our lenders what they're due, and instead of coming straight, you get Clive to come to you. The man in charge of the place you've been cheerfully trying to bankrupt. Well?
Oh, just Martha. And the dame.
We owe 3 of our most trusted friends 5 million gil.
Each. They lent us the bulk of the money we used to rebuild the hideaway, you see, and well,
Do we have that much to hand? Reckon all...
No, we don't. And no, you won't. We've lightened Lord Rosfield's put after the king's ransom we had off him. He deserves better than to see our begging bowl. Besides, we'll need to learn to stand on our own if we...
All right. But that doesn't mean... Is there anything I can...
There might be. How'd you fancy taking these to...
Rocks.
Rocks, he says. Worth 1,000 talents. A little something Sid and I set aside for, and I reckon 15 million in overdue debt probably qualifies. I just hope our associates' eyes are a bit more...
I'm sure there will be.
But you know how it is with this place. Orders to bark, arses to...
I know. Which is why I don't mind...
Go. Do you know why I only gave Master Clive here 2?
Because you'd rather Lady
Because I'd rather Lady Karen killed you. Yes.
Well...
Don't worry.
Really?
No.
Mid might need some help tidying up.
Well, that's it then. Here, Sid. Reckon you might be just the man to help me out of a bit of bother, if you've a mind.
Let's hear it.
Well, it's about this alembic. The chief's lovely bit of kit, it is. Bunging a solution you want splitting, and it will separate it out, just like that. Problem is, it won't always get rid of all, which is why I've been looking for something to filter the liquid we'll be cooking off. And that's where I was...
I imagine Ty could get some use out of this alembic too. Distill it.
Proper.
So what exactly do you...
Nothing but bomb ash'll do. Gave me a sample she'd obtained from the university stores. You pour the blackest blight water through it, and it cuts out. I did it, and do you know what I found out? It's only the blimmin' bones of a bomb.
I take it that's where...
I saw a billet. Would have gone myself, but, well, fighting dirty.
All right.
Thank you kindly.
Clive!
I wasn't expecting, but it seems we still owe you a... And though I doubt it's what you were expecting.
A star, Ruby? It's worth at least twice what you owe me. More if you can find yourself the right buyer.
Think of the difference as interest.
Interest? If word got out I charged that much? No. Anyway, why are you the one here asking me about this? Bit much sending the Lord Marquis out to settle your debts, isn't it?
Something like that. Most days are...
Same as all. Back when the place was nothing but a twinkle in the eye of a recently retired Lord Commander. Word is he was the first one Sid reached out to. Probably knew that without his strong arm and level head, the idea would never... Sid may have been the face of the hideaway, and when Sid passed away, we were all worried that would be the end of it.
His death was hard on everyone.
But he didn't give up, did he? Quite the opposite, in fact. If I recall, he was the one who nominated you as Sid's replacement. I reckon what he saw in... And don't we all? Doesn't hurt that you're half as stubborn and twice as handsome, neither. That, and you keep good company.
I suppose I do. Good girl. Certainly quiet. If I were a giant antelope, it'd seem like just the place. I doubt we'll find one bigger than that. You hungry, Torgal? Now, will it be enough, I wonder? I say that answers my question, which means we owe the lawsman our thanks. You're just a big puppy, aren't you? A very big puppy. You do know you can take that with you, Torgal. Lady Karen will be relieved to hear you've got your appetite back. Come on, boy. That feel good, boy? Come on.
Yeah!
No holding back. I can walk from here. Good girl.
Fly, Ambrosia.
Straight home now. What we have here? Greetings, Your Majesty. Nice try. rain is over. Now to collect the ash. This looks like the stuff. Let's see if there's any more. That should do it. If the wine needs more than this.
There's talk at the glass.
Did you hear?
The gates to heaven.
I want to see you
What am I going to do without sweet water and oil of talc? Still no...
Milady.
Gif. Oh, my.
Otto asked me to give it to you, to settle the Hideaway's debt with the Veil, and to compensate you for the time it took us to do so.
You disappoint me, Clive. I thought you might finally be warming to me. Tell Otto he can keep his baubles. I tried to tell him as much the first time around. The man owes me nothing, nor does the Hideaway. My contribution to the restoration effort was made freely and willingly. It was the least I could do.
You once told me Sid did you a kindness. I'd like to do the same. Please, accept it. For my sake. And for Otto's. For all of us. For all you've done.
It is rather fetching, isn't it? Very well. Otto is lucky to have you, Clive. I doubt anything could ever replace his son. But you and the others at the Hideaway are the closest thing he has to family.
Otto had a son.
Long ago, yes. Sid told me Otto lost him when he was just a boy, and blamed himself for not being able to stop it. I don't know how it happened, whether there was anything he could have done, but it was clear that it weighed heavily on him.
I didn't know.
How could you have? I doubt anyone did. Besides Sid, I've never met a man more keen to bear his sorrows in an ill habit, given that both have always been surrounded by friends desperate to help them.
Go will want to know the stones were delivered. If he's still with us.
Give my regards to Otto, and tell him I do so miss his visits. Give my regards.
People take notice of wealthy men. Shouldn't be too hard to track down Kara's collector.
Drake's fang is gone. The whole mother crystal gone. What are we gonna do?
Listen, calm yourself. I've got this theory. Before the tremor.
Back again, are you? Any more trouble and you'll be barred for life.
Welcome. If you're hoping for a bed, I'm afraid you'll have to look elsewhere. One of our wealthy patrons has purchased the use of every room hoping to keep out the riffraff, as he puts it.
My reputation will be...
Calm yourself, Lord Ignac.
Pardon the intrusion.
Out! I paid for these rooms, so I would...
Please, his lordship is going through a difficult time.
Redeem! Get rid of...
Very good. Would you mind stepping up?
I'm sorry if I've caused...
That? No. That's just how his lordship is. He has been dispossessed of his luggage, you see. The thieves also made away with a considerable amount of...
I don't suppose a certain blade was among a single-edged sword.
Ah.
Then I'll retrieve Lord Ignac's luggage.
You have but to state it. You are welcome to anything that...
I want an audience with Lord Ignac.
A condition I would be a fool to refuse.
I don't suppose you saw the thief?
I did not, no. Though every ill-gotten coin in Dalamal is said to...
And that's where I'm at.
I shall speak to Lord Ignac in your absence.
That will be very...
Farewell.
Time to fight.
Got company! Come on, lads, let's tear the bastard's head off! Help me, boy! Fire and flame!
I needed that.
To me, boy!
Nice try. This must be Ignac. Nothing seems to be done. All right.
I hear I have you to thank. What shall I call you?
Wyvern. Glad to make your acquaintance.
A formidable name indeed. Well, Wyvern, I appear to be in your debt. Redeem here tells me you wished for an audience.
A few moments of your time should...
You're a peculiar fellow, Wyvern.
Master Wyvern was wondering if you could...
Oh, a true work. Karen drove me hard on the price, but I would have sold her Radim here to get my hands on that. It was made in the Outer Isles, far, and is used exclusively by the practitioners of a unit. They believe no combat should ever exceed a single strike, and hone their blades to such. Each sword is made for that one perfect stroke, and for that stroke only. They crack upon a second blow. There's a brutal sort.
But how do they hone such an edge?
Why, they use a whetstone, of course. Whetstones, rather. A whole array of them, ranging from the coarse to the fine. 10,000 licks with the sharpening stone. But it is the final stone which lends the blade its a mineral, quite foreign. And that is the... Wyvern, it occurs to me that my little lecture is hardly equal to services. Take this, the very stone of which I spoke. Far rarer among collectors than even the blade itself, and a far more fitting payment.
Thank you.
Pardon the intrusion, my lordship. However...
I am locked in bitter competition with a rival collector. I am one step ahead of the unscrupulous scoundrel, but he...
And there are many other...
Too many to count, but only one do I consider my nemesis. Lord Byron Rosfield. And is a perennial thorn in my side. Farewell, Wyvern. May our paths cross again. Radim, we mustn't dawdle.
I think his lordship is rather taken with you, master. Coming, my...
Trust Uncle Byron to find such an interesting rival. Now, let's see what Blackthorn makes of this whetstone.
I noticed you and Torgal had gone off somewhere. So, Molly's leftovers weren't good. That'll teach me for treating you like you're still a pup. All right. Now we know what you're after. I can see about getting some in.
Speaking of which, I brought one for later.
You can, aye. I'm nice, lad. In return, you can thank Tomes for me.
I was just on my way to see him. Sorry for the wait, but hopefully you'll agree it was worth it.
You learned something about us.
I did better. Yes.
No wonder I couldn't get the same finish on the grinding wheel. One hit and all done, eh? Might not be so bad if all you ever fought were duels. Good luck on the battlefield. Your second opponent...
Even so, is there...
I think so, yeah. With this whetstone and the right kind of steel, I could probably even make a twin of the blade that rattled me. But there'd be no replacing this little rock once I worn it down to a sliver. I reckon we get a dozen swords from it, if that. Swords that the curse breakers wouldn't know how to wield properly, and that would see them through a single fire piece. Nah, no point trying to copy that thing. Be about as much use as a wax anvil. But finishing our blades with a whetstone this fine. Now, and what's finer than fallen masonry, eh? Or more, just imagine it. Good Valesthian steel with an edge as sharp as any found. I won't make a copy, nah.
Oh, I'm sure the curse breakers will be delighted. Just
Don't you worry about. I've been working day and night since I was half your age, and I'll still be here when you're long. Hey, I owe you one. August 2. It's good to know something.
You'll be happy to hear you said that.
And I'll see that my debt to you's paid. First new blade I make's got your name on it. You come and find me when you've got the materials.
All right. I will.
Back, are ya? Not saying Fordian, do you? No scratches, all right? And?
He cracked the crystal.
Were you able?
We were indeed, Lawsman. You point...
Very good.
Lady Karen sends her thanks, by the way.
But that reminds me. Do you recall our conversation concerning Lady Jill's role in talk?
About how she somehow woke...
Precisely that. A reasonable conclusion, I thought. The Fenrir of legend served Shiva, and while the powers attributed to him are certainly impressive, the records imply they are somewhat different in nature.
What are you suggesting?
That Torgal may be the beneficiary of more than one icon's power. Consider that in addition to Lady Jill, he has served as a loyal companion to you, your brother, and even the late Cid. In short, the icons hitherto near at hand, or should I say at paw, have been diverse, and that number has only grown as the realm's dominance have fallen to your sword. One can but speculate as to how all of this has affected.
He has seemed more...
And if I am not mistaken, he will grow fiercer still.
Oh. He's more than an ally. He's a friend.
Is that the thing Tomes helped with?
Mid told me she was building a ship.
Good. So Lady Karen...
But she was just too stubborn. She threw it right back in my face, in fact, and told me I could stick my stupid stove.
Karen refused...
I hope it wasn't something I said.
I'm sure you were as tactful as ever.
What?
I think Mid might need some help.
All right there, Sid. How's that hunt for...
I have it here.
That's the stuff. And plenty of... You're a gent, Sid. Right then. Let... Telemon Alembic. And it works just...
Very impressive.
Says the man who cut down a burning boulder.
There's no need.
Don't be... Why don't you let me take a look at that bag of yours? The one you keep your...
What?
Well, we happen to have isolated a substance in our test run of the Alembic, but we might use it to breathe new life into old boots and the like. Ah, I reckon if we slap a bit on your bag, it'll loosen it up enough for you to squeeze in a bottle or two.
Well,
that's the spirit. Well?
It certainly feels...
Right?
Thank you.
No, for supporting Mid and the rest of us in our endeavours. Without you, we'd never have been able... And I'm telling you...
Lady Catgoat tells me, would you prefer the debt was repaid?
What debt? I don't recall lending. I may have tossed a talent or two in, but those were donations.
Of course not. But one good... Surely you wouldn't shun the gratitude of a pauper who happened to have...
Oh, fine. But I'm selling it and taking what I'm owed, then you're getting the rest whether you like it or not. Where'd you even get this? A canny one, meanwhile, might claim it were nicked from the belt of Sid the Outlaw himself and asked twice as... Might be I already have her, but might be you even know her. A fine continental maid whose beauty's only eclipsed by a guile in commerce. You wouldn't mind, would you?
Not at all. Just be sure to tell her that it's always a pleasure doing business.
I hear you ended up delivering... Thanks to this, I sometimes wonder what...
Speaking of which,
Oh! So you remember what's owed to you, then? Get your ass beyond that disc of yours and don't get up before those ledgers are squat.
I've seen that before.
Yeah. Plenty of times. It was the only goblet Sid ever used. Either out of habit, or because the filthy soul could...
I knew so little about...
Like most people.
Martha and the Dame both seem to have fond memories of him. How long did you know Sid?
Before he died. 20 summers, give or take. Back in the day, I was a purser on a trade ship. He bought passage to... oh, forget where. I set up drinking island rum till the morning bell dragged me back to quit my post not long after that. On account of making a fine maiden's belly fat. But me and Sid stayed close. Promising we'd one day sail. That was... before the magic woke inside my son soon after his first name day. And there was no hiding his knack.
Couldn't you and your family have...
My family were the ones who summoned the constable. Wanted the monster taken away. I couldn't turn my back on him. Forget what I felt. And I couldn't for the life of me understand how they could. Luckily, Sid was of the same mind as me. It was him who stood beside me when all I wanted was to tear the whole world down. Him who cried for me when I had no tears left of my own. Him who swore he'd do everything he could to stop it from happening again. And he was true to his word, too. Left the Royal Army once and for all. His ranks, his ribbons, gone. Just like that. Threw away everything he had. All to right a wrong that no one else had the courage to face. I knew then I'd follow that man. He was always too clever for his own good, was Sid. Saw the world for what it really was, while the rest of us were content to go along with the lie we were shown. And it can't have been easy, bearing that burden alone. But he didn't let it stop him. He never lost faith in what he believed was right. And that gave us faith in him. Faith he'd steer us true. So I swore to myself that I'd always be right behind him, ready to catch the stubborn sod, if ever he should fall. But I couldn't even do that. Ignore me. Just the ramblings of a tired old man. Leave that lot. I'll tidy it up in a bit.
This is Sid's handwriting. Dear Otto.
I may be drunk, but I wanted you to know this place would be fucked without you. Love you, you grumpy old sod.
This note.
What about it?
Sid was right. Without you, we'd all be lost.
He should have bloody well said so then. Just once. Before he went. But then, why would he? Him, or anyone? I'd only have told him to piss off. You're wrong, though. Both of you. It was never just me keeping the hideaway afloat. It was all of us. I just shoved people in the right direction, and I barely seem to be able to do that anymore.
Would you rather go at the helm?
Well, maybe I've got a few more years left in me.
I'm going to hold you to that, Otto.
Before you go, Sid would have wanted you to have this.
But that's...
This'll do me just fine. Thanks for the ray of sunshine. I'll see if I can't pay you back.
Already have.
Welcome to the Patron's Whisper. Your benefactors are a generous lot. You earned this. Come again. I may have more. Oh, yeah.
Mid told me she was building a ship.
Is that the thing Tomes helped with?
He cracked the crystal too? You're joking.